Hey guys, Millennial MP here. Welcome back to my channel. I am coming back to you today and giving you guys my top 3 items that you should have whenever you are traveling. Number one is the smallest item. And I will start with this one because number one is essentially the easiest one I can cover. It's a passport. Yep. So this works as a lot of things. And the reason why I am recommending this as a top thing to have with you when you're traveling is because 9 times out of 10, yes, you'll have your driver's license, which is your primary form of ID for most of us out there. But you never know when you run into like a government institution that requires 2 forms of ID, for example, or like a voter's registration card or something, or if you need to like get fingerprints and they ask for 2 forms of ID, for example. So your passport is the most valuable tool that will grant you access to not only getting your paperwork done, your information done, it'll also help you leave and enter the country. So one of my favorite things to do is travel, if that's not obvious by now. So one of my favorite things to do is travel. And so that means I don't just stay in the United States. I go out of the country all the time. So on one of my recent travel stints when I was in Washington, I opted to take a Clipper ferry ride over to Victoria. And Victoria is like a 3-hour boat ride. It's a little harder to get to in a car, so they recommend taking the boat. So that's what I did. But anyway, you still need to have your passport to get into Canada. So that's number one. Number 2 is my organizer slash binder slash file keeping folder. Okay. Mind you, I will leave a link to this exact one that I got on Amazon for you guys below in the link below. And the reason why I chose this was mainly for 2 reasons. This lovely binder, because I could keep it organized, and the fact that it has a zipper. It also has a side pocket, which is nice when you're like storing things kind of relatively, on the go, which is fine, but it's not very safe. So the zipper keeps everything in place. So if it were to fall over, you wouldn't lose anything, which is one of the biggest perks personally that I chose this one for. So this is where we keep our lovely nursing license, our friend the passport. This is where we keep our ALS, BLS, PALS, all of our certifications. This is where we keep our contract on hand. You should always have a copy of your contract on hand in case you have to refer to it quickly. When you guys do contract stints in a hospital, you are going to receive a lot of paperwork. So all that good stuff goes in here, and you're also going to receive a ton of paperwork from your company as well. So keep that in mind. When you need to organize your stuff, you're going to have a lot of paperwork, and it's not fun to just try to shove it somewhere in your suitcase and pray that you find it. So, and some of us have to renew licensure every year or every couple of years. And so if it falls that it comes time for you to have to do that, you have everything in here ready to go. All you got to do is just send in that paperwork and get it right. Okay. So this has been amazing. This is definitely one of my favorite things. Okay. On to number 3. Number 3 is my favorite jacket. I, like all of you guys, do tons and tons of online internet searching. Okay, so I'm going to save you one for this case. This jacket made by Patagonia is by far been one of the best investments I've ever made. This is not a cheap jacket. Let me get back and show this to you. Right here. Yes, this is not a cheap jacket. I would say, I believe that this jacket was about like, I don't know, $300 or something like that. I know that sounds crazy, but I almost froze to death, personally. I'm from a warm state, and I don't handle snow, so This saved my butt, okay? Literally too. I'll show you why. This Patagonia jacket, I got it a size up. I recommend that for travelers who are going to colder states and are not familiar with how the winter is going to be. You should have some room. So I typically run a small, and this is a medium, and I can fit, you know, a couple layers underneath this and still feel warm. Although I don't have to really layer up when I'm wearing this jacket, since it's a parka, essentially. That's what this is. And so here are the coolest features I found were the most useful about this coat and why I selected it. Number one being that it has a duck down, which is super, super important for warmth up in the northern climates. So when I went up to like Canada, for example, it was pretty cold. This was my jacket. I took this jacket. So the duck down is made of duck feathers typically. That's what a lot of people, you know, like and prefer. You can get a synthetic version as well, but this is what the style had. This is what I got. It's a raincoat. It's impermeable. So that was number two. A lot of the times when you think of snow, it's like pretty and fluffy. You don't really think the wet part. There's a lot more wet that goes with snow. That was a learned lesson. So this jacket was waterproof. Totally awesome. It has a hood, and not only that, the hood is removable. As you can see, there's these little buttons. So that's another benefit. And then the top benefit of this was the fact that it has a zipper that separates all of the coat, okay? So this means that I could wear just the puffy down if I wanted, or I could wear just the raincoat portion, or I can wear them all together and make the parka. I mean, I don't know. Guys, I just folded this sucker up in my suitcase, and I knew I didn't have to worry at all about freezing my butt off. So, guys, I hope that those three little top tidbits of mine are going to help you. I wish you the best in travel, and thank you for visiting me again on my channel, okay? So, good luck, everybody. Safe travels, and I will see you again later, okay? Millennial MP here. Bye.